Hey guys, this is Lucid. Welcome back to another episode in our game with Mekone. I am continuing on my little recording spree. The game has not progressed at all in real time, but I am quickly working to catch us back up. Turn 22. In the last episode, we just started our war with Caelum, and that we issued attack orders. Caelum had messaged me in Discord. I didn't try to lie to him or anything and say I wasn't going to attack him. Pretty obvious that I was about to. So I was just like, yeah, and I explained why. Anyway, but you can see this turn we have the war actually beginning after, you know, a kind of a slow couple episodes as we were kind of preparing for war and finishing some kind of expansion. A message from Roos. So I guess this is Roos talking to Agartha or something like that. I'll let you guys pause and read it. I do think it's fun. For those of you who have never been to Russia, vodka is actually an extremely important part of their culture. I mean, it's something I think in the West we joke about a little bit, but it's one of the things that is, like, Russian men like vodka a lot. It's a very, very important part of Russian life. It's pretty hilarious. Every time I've been hanging out with Russians, it's always been vodka involved. In fact, one of my friends is working at a summer camp. One of my friends almost died actually with alcohol poisoning as some Russians were teaching him how to drink vodka. They were very instructive. Here we go. Enchanted Field. We're getting hit by some Seeking Arrows, which in general are not going to be terribly effective against me. I guess there was an E4 that... Wait, was it Dune? So they hit him with 2 arrows, and 2 arrows is enough to kill him. And an arrow hit this guy. Arrows are armor negating damage, but it's kind of capped. But you can chain it together and get a lot. The thing with arrows is it costs a fair amount of... It's enchantment, Seeking Arrow. Yeah, it costs a fair amount of gems, so I don't know. Maybe I could do that more. It's only Air 3. If you're an Air Nation, it is a pretty useful tool. Oh, it's 8 AN. Always hits the chest. So that's... Like, hitting him twice shouldn't kill him. Maybe if you get lucky DRN rolls. Caelum is attacking me. I would say he got pretty lucky. If I put any more PD, he would have gotten screwed. And then the elephant didn't kill him many people on the way out. So pretty good for Caelum, but he still lost 5 of his dudes. So this guy, I would say this raiding party's pretty much dead. We are attacking him though. 3 times compared to his once. Okay, that was our weakest of our little raiding squads. We only lost 4, which is way less than I would think, given that we fought an elephant. Strength of Giants coming down. Now the cool thing is, once you have Strength of Giants, your range increases, so your range 14 instead of these guys at the... Do I have anybody who didn't get hit? These guys are range 10. So you can see the javelins are way better. It's like range 14, 16 versus 10, 10. I mean, what, 10, 12. And the difference between 16 damage on a javelin and 12 on a javelin is actually a lot. Because you have to go through armor. So it's probably like a doubling in the effectiveness of javelins once you have Strength of Giants on them. One bad thing about it, though, is when you're firing at, like, a farther range. Basically, if your range is equal to your precision, you're going to hit way more. But the bigger your range is above your precision, you're going to start missing a lot. So if you're like 100 precision, you're 100 range, you'll still hit a lot of the time. But if you're like 100 range and 50 precision, you could miss a lot if you're actually firing from full range. But I think it's worth it to have the increased damage. I mean, the increased range is kind of nice. The increased range actually is, you know, honestly, I would probably rather get rid of it and just only have the damage output if I could fine-tune it, but you can't. It's totally worth it to put Strength Giants on those guys. Last battle here versus Caelum. This is our big goon squad coming on top of one of his forts. And obviously having these Gigantes mixed in the middle here is not ideal. It's kind of lazy scripting. You can see these guys are basically immune to javelins with that big old shield, high base protection. Three guys have been cursed. We discover a scout. And we pop the fort that we're attacking. And then importantly, we get Enceladus, which if you've watched some of GC's games and you've seen him marching around with a big Laestrygonian tyrant, this is Enceladus in his first form, before he is a big tyrant. And yeah, he's pretty useful in that he's Water 2. We can get Water 2 on other guys, but he's going to be a great site searcher. Holy 3 too. So, pretty nice. Honestly, I should probably have him... We need to do Voice of Apsu, which is Conjuration 4. I don't know if I queued that up yet. No, not yet. But we're probably going to have him walk around and site search. We're also queuing up our attack on the Troglodytes. So we'll be hitting them with the flails, and we'll have these guys in a second row, and then these guys hopefully just kind of pelting them from the side. And then we have some vine arrows coming out just to hopefully keep these guys in place, which is really all this guy can do right now. He's mostly coming into site search. These guys are continuing to site search. You can see we're doing an okay job site searching water. I mean, not water, nature. We still have a lot of site searching left to do. Site searching is going to be a little bit of a pain for us with this nation. Now, we could bust through this fort, but I would rather get his capital under check faster. So we're going to move this weaker army in to take this fort, and we're going to move this bigger army down to go check his capital. This army's going to move here. We'll continue raiding. We've got another force of Peltas, which are coming out from my capital. We're basically getting one a turn. We're getting a Polemarch and a shit ton of Peltas, and each one of these can kind of march out. So these guys are going to come here and take this. And yeah, that's basically going to be the plan, is for the duration of this war with Caelum, we're going to shit out a Polemarch and a shit ton of Peltasts and just march them south. See, Lanka got raided by Troglodytes. And I don't see a lot of undead production, which is comforting a little bit. Turn 22. Let's go ahead and go to turn 23. We're gonna take a little break from recording after this. I've been doing this for a few hours now. A couple hours. A message has arrived from Ulm. Greetings to the people of Black Swan. News from Ulm. Centaur raiding groups are still not under control in Ulmish territory. A full battle has still to ensue. A new army led by Abu Nidal and Antonio Gramaski has joined the war. The throne of knowledge has been claimed by Utopia Socialism. Utopian Socialism. And as a party gift to the world, Gramaski left us with these words. The old world is dying and the new world struggles to be born. Now is the time of monsters. What has come to pass is not so much because people want it to happen, as because a mass of citizens abdicate their responsibility to let things be. Indifference is the dead weight of history. To tell the truth is revolutionary. I shall not come back this way. Remember this always. Message from Roos. More in the Vodka Chronicles of Oleg and Bebe. Let you pause and read it. Okay, we're just bumping into PD here. We're not going to watch these. Here we have like a bit more fight. So it's a small squad of hoplites with just a little human commander running into... these guys are not on fire. I don't know why, but that may actually... Yeah, we may lose because of that. If we were on fire, we would have won. So that's actually embarrassing. Coming down here. Caelum tries to raid. This is probably not going to work. And then we have a battle here with the Troglodytes. This is probably going to be the hardest battle of the turn. Yeah, this is going to be scary. Are we doing Strength of Giants, I guess? Yeah, good. Javelins are doing some serious work, though. You can see they just, the Troglodytes just destroy whatever they come in melee contact with. This Flagellants just got completely murdered. So we lost all the Flagellants. We lost 12 of our Hoplites and then a few Peltasts. So better than it could have been, but for sure. That's about the best outcome you're going to hope for with human troops against Troglodytes. If I had better mage support, we could have traded better, but really with, I think, the research I had, I don't think I was going to do much better. 1,000 gold? What? What is this event? A hurricane? What the fuck? This is Caelum doing it. Okay, he's hurricaning my capital because he's upset. Which honestly is kind of normal. We're patrolling our capital. We don't really care. The unrest actually is kind of the bigger deal. Now there's a big squad here. We're actually going to storm this castle. We're going to move this guy back to go pick up more troops. I thought about... I'm very surprised to see TNN already in Caelum's cap circle. These guys are going to move here and raid. The thing is, I don't know all the stuff Caelum has, but I know and I also don't, like, the risks of going on his capital are pretty high. If I go on top of his capital, one is he has to defend his capital. If he's got TNN raiding him already to here, he's going to definitely patrol. I think that's like a free move prediction. And this is a kind of scary army. I think I would kill it, but I would rather not fight it. Like, I'd rather him spend it against TNN. So, like, either TNN's going to raid his capital because he has a big army here. So, A, I'd rather let that play out. B, I don't know what other armies, like, let's say Caelum has a big army here. He's going to have to show basically his whole, like, he's going to have to play his hand. And I'm going to see how many troops he has next turn when he's defending his capital with everything he has. So, rather than risk this army dying, which is, this is an expendable army. It would really slow down the war against Caelum, but it's not like I need it. But rather than spend it, and put his capital under siege, we're going to move over here. We've got some dude, a normal commander, we're going to move back and pick up. Another squad and then probably move back south again. These guys are going to continue raiding southward. I do want to cordon off some area that Lanka can't get. We send a message to Ulm saying thank you for news from the strange parts of the world. From your strange parts of the world, Ulm. We hope that you have the tools to root out the Pangean miscreants out. We're busy with the birds at the moment. We'll let you know if the situation evolves. But that's basically it. I'm not like very heavily involved in Diplo. I've got peace with my two northern neighbors, which I think makes sense. I've got peace with Marverni, which is, it makes me nervous, but it's okay. And then Lanka and I do not have a nap. I think at this point Lanka asks me to nap, and I refuse. Which usually, if you're in war with somebody else, you would normally want to nap all your neighbors. But I'm basically like, maybe he doesn't ask me now. Maybe it's in like a turn or two. But he's like, hey, do you want to nap? And I'm like, no. Like, I'm not planning on attacking you, but I'm not gonna nap with Lanka. Yeah. And that's basically because if Caelum falls quickly, I'm gonna immediately attack Lanka. Lanka is one of those nations you just do not want to sit next to them and let them do their own thing. If you're playing a nation like Marverni, you might be okay with it because you might think you're gonna outscale them. And Marverni's usually kind of weak earlier. But like as Mekone, fuck no. I'm kind of strong right now. And Lanka, relative to me, is gonna get way stronger way faster. And I'm probably a little stronger right now, and I'm gonna get weaker. But we don't want to be in like a two-front war, but at the same time, I don't want to get in like a nap 3, which is gonna give him 3 turns to prepare. Anyway. We probably have time to get one more turn in. Let's go ahead and go to turn 24. Message from Roos, more in the Bobo Chronicles. It's pretty funny. Look at those javelins. See, that's the difference when you have javelins. Like, this Peltast did some work. Only lost 3, killed 20 dudes. These are like shitty 8 gold slaves. And they have the upkeep of a fort like of a Marcata. Which is infinitely more than the upkeep of a Longdead, but what you gonna do? Whoops. And our final battle here. So we're trying to take this fort. I don't know how this is gonna go. We've got... I think we have flaming arrows for this fight, though. Yeah, we have flaming arrows. So this is the debut of flaming arrows. Flaming javelins hurt a lot. That said, they're not the ideal flaming weapon candidate, because, you know, flaming weapons is basically going to be useless once your javelin salvo is gone. Now there's some long dead spam, but not enough to clog up the gate fully. And Phantasmal Warriors coming through to kind of clog the gate up. Now we're still at risk of routing, because Peltasts have shit morale, and they're getting hit by archers. Part of the problem here is if I put people on fire, I can't tell them to fire then attack rear, which is really what you want them to do. So, probably would have been better to... Oh, some of them are retreating. Okay, we got it before. All our guys ran away, thank God. Taking forts is a motherfucker with low morale troops, because they have to sit there and basically take shots and not run. And eventually you're going to fail a morale check, but we got it. So anyway, that was a good turn for us. And what we see now is the Caelum army has mostly disappeared. I don't know where they went. I assume they got into a fight with TNN. I'd be really interested to know what happened. And if you're one of the players, please post below what actually happens this turn, because I actually don't know. But my assumption is that either TNN attacked and was repelled, but at great cost to the Caelum army, or Caelum moved out to intercept TNN, like fight in another province, and his army got completely decimated. And I have no idea which one it is. But the good news is we can now take this army, and we can combine it with this army, and send it on top of Caelum's capital. Oh, I think I remember. I think we patrolled here and we sent a small contingent over here, and that was to get my troops out of starvation, because everybody was starving, and I don't think we'll be starving when we get on top of Caelum, but we'll have that morale penalty from starving if we start starving and move on top of Caelum. I'm pretty sure for the fight, we'll be starving. Even though once we get situated on top of Caelum, we won't be, because of the high supplies available. We already have shit morale. We don't need that being affected by starvation. So, but you can see we're all diseased up from starving. And for those of you who don't know, if you hold the tab key, you can see all the afflictions, and you can see the disease here. But yeah, we've got a lot. So these guys are kind of dead anyway. It's just a question of what can we get with them before they die from disease. Do not sign up to be a peltast in my army. Small buildup of troops here. We can see Marverni continuing to conquer the lake system. And we see the first of the undead swarms. Now, a lot of this is Ganas, which are you get with death gems, and they're pretty good. They're not going to be great against flaming arrows, but they're pretty good. Let's take a look at our Cyclops. We've got an Air 1. I think this is an Earth random. He's making elemental armor, which is going to be useful if we need a super combatant against Caelum. And yeah, we're moving out one of our locos with a bunch of peltasts to come here, and then we'll probably continue to march them south. This army is going to go ahead and move here, and then move here, and then we'll see kind of where all that goes. But anyway, that is it for this turn, and therefore for this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys next time.